What's going on? What's going on? High frequency levels. Today started a little bit like a weird, but as the day progresses, you got to put that high energy level into, because then your subconscious start creeping out and give you all this like negative voices and I was reading this past weekend in my meditations, and the word fear is such a word that we're so conditioned to run away to fear instead of moving into head on, right? Head on to the fear. And man, and when you do that, but you gotta be at the high frequency level, and it can take years to develop to be in that frequency when you start feeling and sensing things that not a lot of people can do. And there's signals that the universe gives you, depends, and you start like seeing things and feeling things. Oh my God, that's maybe I should go the other way. But having that internal of feeling of success and having the go through the barriers and the no's and the hang-ups and you just got to go through it, right? And also there's always that is going to come into place, right? So because I've been running a lot, so I had a little bit of limitations this week, but I say I'm gonna go for a run. My wife takes me, are we going for a run? I say, hell yeah. With hemorrhoids or no hemorrhoids, we're gonna go to a bloody fucking run. I can see David Goggins like, no, we're gonna do a run today. So fuck it, we're gonna do a run today, man. Because then then you start getting at the point that, so this is how to explain, man. If you gotta go through, and believe me, it feels very uncomfortable. Now I raised my desk at work, so I've been literally standing up. I'm gonna be staying up all day, but it feels good though. I'm like getting good sales today, and I have 4 hours left. This is my lunch hour, and we're just gonna kick some out, pick some trash along the way. Look at that, pick some trash because people are a bunch of pigs, And when you are at the high frequency level, you're gonna start doing things that you haven't done before. Like you start seeing things like, oh my God, really, there you go. Sometimes I think a lot of folks is like, how can these people can function in a daily basis? Like, be the most productive that you can possibly be. And like for 8 hours, I'm like dialing and smiling. I'm in my home office, so I don't have any team around me. I don't have any. I gotta put enough, enough grit, enough sense of, I keep talking to myself as I do my calls and just pretty much, activate that high frequency. It's gonna come down to any of us that it's just you, man. Like getting up every morning and just like, oh, should I go do my run today? Should I go to do those push-ups? Should I go do this and should I go do that? And we just gotta go and stick to the plan. And some days it sucks. It's like, like sometimes like literally last week I did this slack in my runs. I was like, but this week, fuck it, I'm just gonna have to do it, man. So for people to see things in social media and also see all this, if you browse on Instagram, you'll see all this, chicks running around and oh my God, no. You don't see the back end, the back end and the room, in the back of the room, it's dark and it's like literally I'm walking. It's about probably 85, so it's gonna be it's going to be hot today, my run today, right? And so it's going to be very uncomfortable to run in the heat because it's humid. We're getting close to the fall. So, but I just take this as a training, because imagine that you are assuming that I'm going to do it, to see what I'm going to do. Let's say you're in a 100-mile race and you start feeling uncomfortable. And there's two things that you're going to do. Either you end up quitting or you end up just keep going. And I'm talking about your feet are going to be hurting, your ass is going to be hurting, and you're like, oh shit, should I just go? And you just got to keep going. You just got to keep, put it in the high envelope and just keep moving forward, right? So, and especially when you're getting older, because, when I, see all this, 24, 30, you're 20 years of age, man. I remember when I was 20, working, 15, 16 hours a day, go drink and, go back and put an all-nighter and try to, when you're a 50 plus, you have to be, you got to take care of your energy. You got to, and I lost a lot of relationships because of the same reason, because I had to take care of my energy. I don't have time to hang out with people. I'm going to just hang out. I'm just going to hang out and to do what? I don't have time to hang out. I have shit that I got to do on a daily basis that if you ask Elon Musk, hey, Elon, let's hang out. You know what Elon's going to do? Is going to, dude, you're done. He's not even pay attention. It's silent. It's what I call signal to noise ratio. Signal to noise ratio is you're on a mission. Like you are about, after I'm 50 plus, literally my life is like I'm building a spaceship that is heading to Mars, right? And hypothetically, right? But it's kind of like I'm in the, like, remember the movie Armageddon with Bruce Willis and all the crew. I mean, great movie, by the way. It's like they gathered all this team and said, we got to save the earth. And we're going to go back to, even we can do whatever we want to plan and NASA can plan. But once we go up there, is the unknown. We don't fucking know. And guess what? We're not going to come back the same crew. We want to do it. But the reality is that some of you might not come back. And as long as you acknowledge, in a way that, I'm talking hypothetically, but it's just like in life is, okay, we're going to do this shit and it's going to be pain. It's like, it's going to be a lot of being uncomfortable. Believe me, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, the bloody fucking hemorrhoids. But that's okay, I go back to, nobody talks about this shit. Everybody talks about all the little things in here. And nobody talks about, the days in the morning, waking up and, I got to do this shit. I got to go back on the phones in about another, 45 minutes. But I'm like, you know what? It's half day and we just gotta keep pumping the blood flow and just get it, get us at the point that, that we get it accomplished. Otherwise, we're not gonna do it. So we gotta maximize our efforts in a shortest period of time. And for that, you gotta be in the right frequency. And the right frequency is like, people are gonna call you, and I'm like, I'm a so high frequency that my phone doesn't ring anymore. I'm like, when it rings, it's like who the fuck is calling me? Because I don't have every time there's quite a few people that my phone rings. Other than that, my phone doesn't ring at all unless I do the call. That's how, my cousin was trying to, hey, I'd send him, I call you, next couple of days. I'm busy. And what I'm doing, it is not your fucking business. I'm building my business. I'm building my, and I don't have time. I'm like, I'm building now. I'm gathering the team. I'm like in a finding the team in like in the Armageddon, right? I need to find the electrician. I gotta find the the explosives guy. I gotta find the comms. The guys are gonna do the comm system. I'm gonna find the guys gonna do the drilling and the meteorite, right? I gotta find. I'm building my team, right? Because it's 2025. Half of the year it is pretty much. I'm in the last part of the 2025, and guess what? We gotta finish with a bang. We gotta finish strong. Because when you want to do is building momentum. When you're building a lot of momentum, you start that when 2026. What most people do? Oh, they're gonna on a vacation. I did work. The year this and that, and I just got. They plan those vacations like they really like. Okay, I deserve to go on a vacation, right? I deserve this, and I've been working so hard. But you be the best judge of yourself and say, do you think you deserve that? Do you think you're entitled to to that vacation? Because that is going to cost you money, right? Are you willing to commit for work your ass off for a year and a half with no vacations? Some days off here and there, but I'm like, and I'm in that boat. It's like there's no the only days off is on a Sunday. That there's pretty much, the Sunday we could do our walks, we do our things, but at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the Sunday, I'm studying. I'm writing my my ebooks, and I'm working. I'm productive because I know that the work that is gonna come out of this effort is gonna put me in a path. I'm in Dubai, I'm in Doha, I'm in Abu Dhabi, and I'm well, right now we're paying the price, man. Whatever the case might be, whatever the plans you have, and just you gotta be an animal. So what I'm gonna do, man, it is hot, but you know what? It feels fucking good, man. Bring the heat, baby. Bring the heat. Hit the subscribe button. Share it, and man, get the job done, man. Get the job done.